All right, good morning. Welcome to the Finance and Physical Resources meeting. It's our last one of 2023. Our first item on the agenda is public comment. Is there anyone from the public who would like to comment? Welcome. You've got 3 minutes. Please state your name.
How you doing, everybody? I'm D. Jones, and I'm just going to speak to you guys. I'm pretty excited about 2024. I got a lot of cool projects and things I've been working on, and I'm speaking to you guys about this esports league that I'm developing for the kids on probation and surveillance. Oh, wait. All right, but I'm really excited for this esports league that I'm developing for the kids just because I was a young kid on probation and surveillance, and I was in a juvenile detention, and I was in a residential house, and I spent a lot of time there from kids across the state, and I just learned a lot of valuable things that I think that people always look for, like data-driven things. But I think that you guys, a lot of governments forget people's experience and the things that they go through, because a lot of times you guys value people's experience when people speak to you guys. But I feel like at times governments really don't value people's experiences and the things that they've been through. I'm pretty sure that you guys use the experience and everything that you guys been through to lead and do the things that you do across your districts. And just really excited about this work, but also about this electric vehicle ride share. I'm a co-chair of electric vehicle ride share program that we're developing, and I'm really excited about this electric vehicle ride share that we're developing, because we'll be developing electric vehicle ride shares and putting charging stations in underserved communities where there is needed and education is needed for green energy and green infrastructure. And the cars that we're actually going to be getting actually puts power back to the power grid, and are actually 100% compostable. So as the Kent County Public Works was speaking about our landfill and things like that, if we happen to compost these cars, it's 100% compostable. And so I really look forward to the cool things that we'll be bringing to Kent County, because having cars that can put energy back to the power grid, I mean, Consumers Energy is giving electric vehicles to nonprofits and different organizations to educate people on green energy and electric vehicles. So we'll see how 2024 goes and how these things that I'm thinking of come to fruition. And I'm also on the board of the West Grand Neighborhood Organization, and I'll be working an international car show at the DeVos Place. And as I said, I'm the co-chair. So we'll see if 4 days of networking at the DeVos Place give me with a bunch of cars. It's in the DeVos Place. Really excited about these cool things that I'm going to be doing, because I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to be passionate. I told you guys from a year ago that I was going to show up, and I think that I've overexceeded you guys' expectations, and I've overexceeded my expectations. So I look forward to 2024, because it's going to be the presidential election, a lot of elections, and I just want to see just people get out there and vote. I just really want to see people get out there and vote, and good politicians. There are good politicians on both sides of the aisle and other parties that aren't really recognized, but I just want to see good people and good politicians to get into office. Thank you.
Thanks, Dee. Is there anyone else from the public who'd like to comment? All right, seeing none, our next item is the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Coleman, support by Commissioner McLeod. Questions, comments on the consent agenda? All right, seeing none, all those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
All those opposed, please say no. Motion passes. Our next item comes from the Administrator's Office. It's the fiscal year 2024 to 2028 Land Transfer Navigators Program Grant.
Action requested. Recommend to the Board of Commissioners to approve the Administrator's Office FY 2024-2028 Land Transfer Navigators Program Agreement with the American Farmland Trust to accept and appropriate $104,200 from the AFT to the Special Projects Fund, and to authorize the board chair or designee to execute the agreements, approve extensions, amendments, additional agreements for grant completion with sub-awardees, and increases to the grant appropriation not to exceed 15% of the original award. Summary. The American Farmland Trust, AFT, seeks to assist organizations that hold agricultural conservation easements funded through the Farm and Ranch Land Protection Program in ensuring the land remains productive by securing a transfer to the next generation of farmers. Kent County will receive $25,000 per year for 4 years to fund program deliverables, including developing a land transfer navigation action plan to identify strategies for succession. In addition, Kent County will receive $4,200 over the course of the grant period for travel-related expenses. Kent County will pass the grant allocation to a subawardee for completion of grant deliverables. As part of the agreement with AFT, documentation of an in-kind match totaling $52,000 over the course of the four-year program must be provided. Ottawa County has agreed to fund the match requirement of the program. The projected composition of the $52,000 match requirement is attached. The grant period is November 1, 2023 through October 31, 2027, which is fiscal year 24 through fiscal year 28. Corporate Counsel will review and approve all agreements, extensions, contracts, and amendments as to form.
All right, thanks, Sal. Is there a motion for this item? Moved by Commissioner Antor. Is there support? Support by Commissioner Hildenbrand. Questions or comments on this item? So there's no Kent County funds being used for this? It's Ottawa County?
Ottawa County funds.
Okay, we have Matt with us this morning. Feel free.
That is correct.
Yeah, okay. Any other questions or comments while Matt's up there? All right, seeing none, all those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
All those opposed, please say no. Motion passes. Next item on the agenda comes from Fiscal Services. It's the fiscal year 2023 supplemental general fund appropriation to fund the Kent County Insurance Authority. Moved and supported, thank you. Questions or comments? Well, Al, did you want to read the?
It's up to you.
I think it's pretty straightforward. We've talked about this for a while. So does anyone have any questions on the Insurance Authority? Yes, Commissioner Kallman.
Thank you. Just a comment, I guess. Sometimes successes come down to a deep knowledge of the rules of the game, and so I just wanted to express my thanks to Administrator Vandenberg for his deep understanding of some somewhat arcane state and county information, but that leads us to the option to do this, which in the long run will be extremely beneficial to Kent County, I think. So just wanted to say thanks.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? All right, seeing none, all those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
All those opposed, please say no. Motion passes. Next item on the agenda comes from Fiscal Services, and it's the Jail Electrical Controls Capital Improvement Program project.
Action requested. Recommend to the Board of Commissioners to allocate $1.85 million to the Jail Electrical Controls CIP project from the Strategic Capital CIP project in the CIP Fund. Summary. The 30-year-old mechanical controls in the 1992 jail edition used to open and close the cell doors are becoming increasingly obsolete and difficult to repair, and outages are being experienced on a frequent basis. Workstations will also need to be reconfigured for the new controls. The new configuration will greatly enhance the ability to monitor inmate movements and prevent a catastrophic failure of the system. It is recommended that $1.85 million be allocated from the Strategic Capital CIP project in the fiscal year 2024 CIP fund budget to fund this project. The current balance of the Strategic Capital CIP project is $28.1 million.
All right, thank you. Is there a motion for this item?
Motion.
Moved by Commissioner Sparks, support by Commissioner Green. Questions or comments on this? Yes, Commissioner Antor.
Thank you, Chair. I was just curious, in the process of moving this over to these new doors, how do we maintain security in that transition?
That's a sheriff question.
We have the Sheriff, Michelle LaJoy Young, here with us this morning with all those details.
Very carefully.
That's what I figured.
Transition one component at a time. They're in different housing areas that are separated. Traditionally, we do a project like this, like the doors that are actually almost done. We're on our last housing unit. We move all the inmates out of that portion of the facility, do the work, move them back, or even just a segment of that facility.
I was just wondering how you're
Yeah.
at, with capacity-wise, you're able to do that pretty easily.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you, Sheriff.
Yep.
Any other questions or comments? Commissioner Wooden.
Thank you, Chair. Obviously, I'll be voting for this. Just as we've discussed in the previous iteration of this project, this is needed. I'm just very glad that we're Kind of riding on our last board meeting, I'm just glad that we're taking this from strategic capital, not from our ARPA funds. I think that helps us honor the commitment we've made and just shows that we are flexible in finding ways to make sure that our priorities are met. So, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? All right, seeing none, all those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
All those opposed, please say no. Motion passes. Our next item on the agenda comes from Fiscal Services, and it's the DGRI Funding for Parks, Grand River Greenway, and Knapp Street Pedestrian Bridge Capital Improvement Program projects.
Action requested. Recommend to the Board of Commissioners to accept and appropriate $19.5 million from Downtown Grand Rapids, Inc., DGRI, to the Parks Grand River Greenway project, $16 million of the 19.5, and the Knapp Street Pedestrian Bridge project, which is $3.5 million of the 19.5 million, to the Parks Grand River Greenway project and the Knapp Street Pedestrian Bridge project in the CIP fund. Authorize the Administrator Controller to approve transfers of appropriation between CIP projects established for American Rescue Plan ARPA-funded Parks Greenway projects, and to authorize the Board Chair or designee to execute the grant agreements, approve extensions, amendments, and increases to the grant appropriations not to exceed 15% of the original award. Summary. DGRI was awarded $55 million through the Michigan Department of Natural Resources to provide programmatic assistance and distribution of ARPA funding to support the development of a recreational greenway project connecting multiple regional, city, and community trail and park systems. DGRI has approved a $16 million contribution toward the completion of a non-motorized trail spanning Plainfield, Cannon, Cascade, Lowell, and Ada townships, and a $3.5 million contribution toward the completion of a non-motorized bridge crossing over the Grand River near the Knapp Street crossing through subrecipient grant agreements with Kent County. The County Board of Commissioners previously allocated and appropriated $15 million of Kent County ARPA proceeds via resolutions 12/01/22/121 and 12/15/22/125 for Kent County Parks Greenway projects. As Parks Greenway CIP projects supported through ARPA funding are designed and bid, they will be established as individual CIP projects. Prior to signature, Corporate Counsel will review and approve all documents.
All right, thanks, Al. Let's see, is there a motion for this item?
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Wooden. Is there support? Support. Support by Commissioner Sparks. Questions or comments? Commissioner Wooden.
Thank you, Chair. Pretty simple question. I'm assuming by the Knapp pedestrian bridge, are we adding a pedestrian or improving the pedestrian bridge where essentially in the Ada Township side of the Grand River and Knapp? Because as we all know, it hooks around and there is an area where there is Knapp Street intersecting with the river, but there's not a current bridge there. So I'm assuming we're improving a current bridge, not building a new one.
We have Ben Swayze from the Parks Department with us this morning.
Thank you. Yep, so the location is where the current bridge is on Knapp that goes over the Grand River. So the question is whether it's going to be an improvement to the existing bridge or actually a standalone pedestrian bridge?
No, it was more making sure I knew the precise location
Yeah.
of, that it was the area of where Knapp and the Grand River intersect in Ada and not where Knapp and Grand River intersect in Grand Rapids City. Not that either would bear a difference, I was interested in knowing where exactly at the Knapp Street crossing we were talking about.
Yeah, yeah. So we're still, just for your information, we're still trying to figure out whether it's going to be an improvement to the bridge or separated. The Kent County Road Commission is interested in possibly participating as well to prepare that bridge for future expansion. So that is to be determined. But yeah, that is the location it'll be at.
Wonderful, thank you.
All right, any other questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say yes.
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 All those opposed, please say no. Motion passes. That brings us to our Commissioner Miscellaneous. Is there any Commissioner Miscellaneous this morning? All right, seeing none, we are adjourned, and our next meeting will be January 23 at 8:30 a.m. We will see you all next year. Have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, yeah. Wow. You're hitting your groove.
And Al even read it.
I told you. I've been on this committee, Chair.
I know. I'm glad that there was no. After having like a 4-hour meeting.